Hello, hello everybody! Welcome back, you're watching SpeedCon 2024. We are raising money for Save the Children. Remember that the button to donate can be found below the stream, or type !donate in chat. We have the next runner ready for the upcoming run, which is DreamWorks Dragons, Dawn of New Riders, ran by MoD366. Take it away, buddy.
Thank you so much, Zed. Hi, I'm MoD366, or just Mod for short. This is DreamWorks Dragons, Dawn of New Riders. This is my co-commentator, Evie. And Evie will have a very important role, because Evie will maybe get you to donate some money, because for every $5 donated, I will pet the Evie during the run. So, the category for this is any percent VSync off. During my practice, I forgot to put VSync off, and I was kind of confused why one of the skips didn't work. So VSync off allows me to perform 5 skips. I will tell you what they are. But yeah, that's basically why the category is named like that. So time starts after this first loading screen. So let's go. Okay, so here we see Hiccup and Toothless. We will not play as either. We will play as the guy that we will meet shortly. So these two found the scam totally destroyed, and they were just checking out, hey, what's happening here? And yeah, over here we find this strange guy. No clue who he is. His clothes are a bit weird. And also he doesn't know who he is, but there's a dragon egg next to him. We have no clue why or how, but apparently he seems trustworthy to Hiccup, because he tells him, hey, dude, please guard this dragon egg while we check out the surroundings. If anyone wants to steal the dragon egg, there's some chests up there with weapons, so you can defend yourself. Oh, by the way, you have this notebook with you, right, where you scribble things. Your name from now on shall be Scribbler. And yes, that is definitely all in the lore of this game. I don't get it either, but, you know, whatever. Here we have some hunters stealing the dragon egg after a smoke screen. Well, that worked with guarding that egg. Oh, well, seems like we have to get the equipment from up there and get the egg back. So we get an axe, an old axe to be precise, and we get a wooden buckler. So that axe is not used for combat at all in this run, but we will use it for movement. Because what we do is we perform a dodge roll. After holding the dodge roll button, we will do a dash. While we dash, we have a dash attack that makes us jump ahead a tiny bit. And jumping ahead is fast. What's not fast is the ending leg of that attack. However, if we just roll out of the attack before the attack really happens, we can just chain them together, and yeah, that saves quite a bit of time. That's my one. That's the one thing that I added to the speedrun route. And with that, we just come on. We just go through here. Do not get caught up on all the corners. Thank you. Here we have a fight tutorial, and yeah, I know how to fight. So let's just walk around the fight trigger. That trigger would raise this barricade here. So yeah, we never touched the trigger, so the barricade is still down. We get this potion. It's just for safety. I always take it. It's not a marathon safety potion. But there are some places where I might need a heal, so I'll just grab it. Doesn't cost that much time. So those hunters put up a trap. Oh no. But the egg is outside the trap, and it's moving. What's happening here? That looks dangerous. Okay. It blew the cage into smithereens, and now there's a baby dragon. Hello, baby dragon. For some reason, now that the dragon is hatched, those hunters don't want anything to do with it anymore, and they just leave. Don't ask me why, it's just the game. And of course now Hiccup and Toothless come back, and they're like, hey, what's the dragon? That doesn't look like any dragon we know, and we know quite a bit about dragons. However, there's parts of different types of dragons in there. It's like a patchwork dragon. Let's call him Patch for that, right? I love the naming conventions in dragons. So yeah, it's a what will be called a Chimeragon, so a Chimera dragon, basically. And here is how we train our dragon. We just have him touch us and now we're friends. Hey, that is how you train your dragon. Title drop. We get some more dialogue, and we get taught in a bit about Terra Mail. Terra Mail is just letters delivered by those small dragons. However, Terra Mails let us have some fun in this run. Because now that we have our dragon, we can switch characters. And after we get a Terra Mail in a cutscene, we can switch characters for some reason. We're not supposed to, but when we switch characters after getting a Terra Mail, we can move within a cutscene and just position ourselves wherever we want, basically. So let me position myself over here and just, leave that. Also, now that we have a second character, what we can do is skip every trigger in the game. Well, not every trigger, but most of the triggers. So everything that would trigger a cutscene or a fight or whatever is just an invisible piece of, on the ground. And when the active player touches that, the cutscene happens or the battle starts or whatever. However, if we roll over it, and while touching it we switch to the other character and never touch that spot with the active character, then yeah, it's just never triggered. So everything that can be triggered we can skip. I'm not skipping everything, but most of it. Oh yeah, I need Scribbler over here. Come on. Let's skip a dialog box over there. Then we need to switch over to Patch. Patch as a dragon has Ice Breath. I showed that earlier, or I used that earlier without mentioning it. And can freeze water, which is kind of nice because that makes us able to path through here. Those trees must be felled by Scribbler with, well, with any attack really. And we now get to the first big skip of the game, which is the Astrid skip. The first one. Because Astrid, as much as I like her in the movies, I hate her in this game because she talks a lot. If we would have touched the trigger that triggered her dialogue, we would lose 40 seconds. And yeah, I don't want to lose 40 seconds on something like that. So let's hope I manage to skip all the Astrid dialogue, because that's a lot. Here we get some more dialogue. It's just Scribbler talking to Patch. So what we're doing here is the Terra Mail that Hiccup got earlier just told him that there were weird noises coming out of the ruins here on the island, and since he trusts us for whatever reason, because you trust people that you know for like 3 seconds, but yeah, for some reason he trusts us and he asked us to check out those ruins. So we are now making our way over to the ruins, doing our dash attack cancels to move as quickly as possible. Come on, hit that, thank you. One other thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that you can only switch characters after a short amount of time on a new map. So the battle trigger there was quite close to the entrance of the map. And come on, why do I forget to roll? Whatever. And yeah, if I roll over too quickly, I can switch characters and I would touch the trigger and the battle starts and it's all bad. What we saw just there was an upwarp. I don't know why it happens exactly, but on at some places, when there's 2 layers above each other, then switching characters can move your character from one of the layers to the other. And we use that quite a bit to skip some movement and stuff. So that bridge is too high, we can't upwarp there, unfortunately, because that would save some seconds as well, especially with my bad movement. Okay, so basically whenever you see me roll and then the camera pan weirdly, yeah, I forgot I can dash attack cancel with patch, not yet at least, but also here, that was a fight trigger that I skipped. So whenever you see my active character roll and then the camera pans weirdly, then I'll skip some trigger, basically. Here we have Astrid inviting us to follow her into the ruins. Unfortunately, we cannot skip her talking here, because here she's also talking a lot, but I mean, everyone needs to listen to that, or needs to mash through that, so, you know, it's a necessary evil, I guess. So here we are in the Havenholm Ruins, the first of 3 dungeons, and those dungeons are filled with some puzzles, some fights that the game wants us to do that we don't do, and a boss at the end, I guess. So yeah, nothing too special, too important, but there's one thing here in the Havenholm Ruins that we need, which is a better weapon. Because as I said, we will never use the axe for combat, because it's just weak. You can attack quickly with it, but that's about all it can do. So here we want to wait a second. Okay. Then here we want to hit this switch and roll through the door. That skips a cutscene showing the other door opening, which is nice. We can... Oh, come on. Really? I did not hit the switch. Dang it. Patch? Patch, you need to aim. And with Patch, I mean me. Thank you. So that skipped another cutscene that made this platform appear so that we can get to that chest. And here we have the only fight that we are required to do apart from boss fights. So we do a charge attack, 3 normal attacks, and both are down. We get our hammer. Yes, thank you very much. And we warp back to the entrance before we are supposed to, which is why the camera is a bit weird here. But hey, we need to deal with that. So now with that hammer, we can move boulders. The game wants me to move that boulder to get to these up here, but we can just upwarp if the game lets me. I hate this upwarp. Thank you. That one is kind of tricky sometimes for some reason. Warping down is instant, basically, and on the other side, warping down is also instant, but that one upwarp on the right side just hates me. Once I had to do the upwarp with Patch and just have Scribbler walk through the barrier to me, because otherwise it didn't want to work, so yeah. Here we have a block pushing puzzle that we cheese by just squeezing through here. We were not supposed to be able to position ourselves there to move the blocks like that, but the game allows it, so we do it, because that's the fastest way to solve this puzzle. Awesome. We go to the right because the way here is quicker, because yeah, those dragons are a bit are a bit random where they spawn, but mostly they are in positions where we can just run past them and it's all fine. Here we meet a girl named ? I can tell you her name is Ayer, EIR. We will learn her name at some point. I don't remember when exactly. But she's a bit of a scientist, and she has a serum, a green serum that allows her to control dragons. We don't like that. We want dragons to be free and do whatever they want, and and they can't do that while Ayer is controlling them. So we want to free them from her grasp. You see that big glass thing on the neck, I guess, of that dragon? Yeah, that's how she controls it. And to destroy it, we have to beat up the dragon a bit, I guess. Yeah, don't ask for any logic in here, please. Thank you. So here the game shows us, hey, there's these buttons on the floor. What do? Oh, well, they raise some stone pillars. Huh, what could we do with them? Oh, that dragon is charging us, and yeah. He's hitting the pillar. Oh, what? Come on. Why are you escaping that fast? Really? Yeah, one more hit. Come on. Okay, that was phase 1. For phase 2, I want to position myself near that button and step on it when this dragon takes to the air. Like so. And yes, that way we can make him fly directly to the pillar and crash into it. And that way we basically skip a whole phase. Oh, okay. Hit somehow a bit. Yeah, we skip one phase of him shooting 3 fireballs and then dashing at us. And for the third phase, we can do that as well if we're lucky. Nope. Nope, he didn't. We weren't positioned well enough with Scribbler. This one is really hard because we have to switch sides. So I'm happy with one skip. The second would have been a bonus, but hey, whatever. Okay. Got her a bit here. Then once more. One. Ouch. Really? You had to hit me there? Okay, whatever. Whatever. Battle's over. Now we just have some text boxes. I think it's like 1.5 minutes of text boxes. But we get a Terra mail in between, so we can do some shenanigans. And I love doing some shenanigans, especially in a marathon run, because it just looks funny. So, we're talking a bit about stuff about what we found out about Ayer, and hey, here we have some Terra mail. So yeah, let's just walk off camera with both. How about it? In this cutscene, Patch, there's something happening with Patch. We can't see it right now, but there is something happening with Patch. Yeah, this big electric explosion, and Patch, you're so much bigger than before, and suddenly you have a saddle on your back. How did that happen? Yeah, Patch for some reason grows up really quickly, and that's a bit weird. But what's also weird is how they're positioning themselves to fly off. Yeah, this is just because I took control of the characters during a cutscene, and I think this looks really fun. It looks like they're hugging and almost kissing. I like that, But yeah, now that Patch grew up, we can fly on him. That's why he has a saddle on his back. It just spawned with him growing up. I really like that. And now we need to fly back to Havenholm to just talk to everyone about what happened and stuff. So let's go over here, land at the campground. And just talk to everyone we know from the movies, if you know the movies. What they say is not really that important. They do mention that one of the dragons that is part of the mix that is Patch lives at Valkis Mountain. So they tell us that that is what we check out next. They also tell us, hey, we offer these services. You can upgrade your weapon and your armor and stuff like that. And yeah, we never do that. So whatever. We don't even get any armor because we don't need it. But here's some Terra Mail, and you know what Terra Mail means, right? Terra Mail means we can move our characters about. And I like to be a menace and just, you know, shoot some stuff in here. And then we fly off before the game tells us that we can do that. That messes a bit with the text boxes. So here we have the text boxes that should have appeared on the campground, and the text boxes that should have appeared once we took to the air will only come when we get back to Havenholm, but that still saves a bit of time, so that's what we do. And yeah, now we are just flying straight to Valkis Mountain. So Zed, do you have anything you want to tell us?
I sure do, thank you. So, well, in the bottom left corner, you see that the next run up after this one is Celeste. And for this run, we do actually have a bid war still open, where you can decide the name of the file name. Well, currently only Ichigo is at $5, and we have no other entry. And if you want to change that, there's still, well, the rest of this run time for you to do so. So don't try to snipe it, not that much time left. Also, the run after this one, you can also choose the file name for the run, which is Fire Emblem Engage. Currently only has one option, RNG. And remember that MoD will pet the EV for every $5 donation you bring in. I don't think you want to miss that awesome happening that we could see. So bring your donations in for those file names and for the EV pets.
Thank you, Zed. That Ichigo name came from me, so please don't change that. Ichigo, by the way, is Japanese for strawberry, and I thought that was fitting. So yeah, that's that. Now that Patch is grown up into a Broadwing, he also has electric breath that we can switch to. And yeah, I messed up a little bit and triggered a fight. That's not a problem, because we can just leave the map and come back in again. And no fight can be triggered twice, so we don't need to skip the trigger now. Lost us a bit of time, but hey, it's just a few seconds. And now I can showcase how well programmed this game is, because now we're out of bounds, and now we're in bounds again. There are some points where you can just walk out of bounds without doing anything, if you know where to walk, and it's really funny. Yes, Ichigo is also the name of the main character in Bleach, but it does mean strawberry. It's also commonly used or commonly abbreviated as 15, because Ichi is 1 and Go is 5. But that's beside the point, really. So here we have a pretty hard fight trigger. Yeah, I ran right into it. That happens to me sometimes, but it's a rather quick fight, so it's not too bad. Come on, let me hit you. Thank you. Oh, also, I've been doing dash attacks as Patch. The game never tells you that that's possible. There's no hint in the game that Patch has a dash attack, and here we can also roll out of bounds, go up here, up warp, and skip the whole map, basically. Here we have forced fight, but we don't care about that, because this barrier is positioned so poorly that we can just walk past it. And then we go down here, up warp onto this bridge. Thank you very much. And we're through that. I forgot that fight. I was thinking about another map right now. Nice. Okay. Second reset. Yes, there's also other characters in other anime called Ichigo. The one mentioned there in chat is definitely named that for Strawberry. But yeah, it's a rather common name, really, to use. So in this room, we see the first application of a VSync off glitch. So what we can do, since VSync is off, is push our character through solid objects, through some solid objects. So we position Patch over here. We take Scribbler and push him through that barricade. And we do that once more over here. And since the game thinks we did the puzzle, yeah, this bridge here is there even though you can't see it. So... And yeah, that skip is only possible with VSync off. There's a one of these electric statues that you can hit not too far away. But, you know, it's a little less walking and it's fun to look at. Thank you for that upwarp. Here we use upwarps in a slightly different way, by rolling off the cliff and just upwarping on top of the other side of the cliff. Okay, didn't get it here. But the reset point is not too far away. Nice, thank you very much. And this way we skip just a bit of puzzle solving and stuff like that. You know, stuff that makes games take longer. And we don't like stuff that makes games take longer. So we skip that. Easy as that. This is the one puzzle that we have not found any solution to skip or even partly. So we have to do that the intended way. However, I found a good position where we can just stand and turn around a bit and hit everything we need to hit. So at least we don't have to walk around all weirdly and, you know, try to position ourselves properly. So now we have a way over here. Now on the next map, oh no, not this map, the next one after this, I think. Yeah. So here on the first steps is a fight trigger that we want to skip. And now we want to hold left and shoot. Hit that statue, that makes this bridge swing around while we have this camera pan, so that saves a bit of time. And also we have the next out of bounds walk. And literally walk, because we walk over this edge into here, hit the statue that's hidden behind that we would have to raise with some other puzzles, and that allows us to just skip this room entirely. That would casually take like 5 to 10 minutes, I think. So that's a huge time save doing that. And with that, we arrived at the Valkas Mountain Ruins, our second dungeon of the game. And the one dungeon where I like the puzzles the best, if I'm being honest. So, first up, at the start of basically each dungeon, Astrid wants to talk to us. Hi, Astrid. Talkie. Yeah, there's the entrance to the boss room, but for some reason, Patch can't just freeze that water. I don't know. We have to push those boulders into the water to get through there. Okay, fine. Let's do that. But let's not do that the intended way, because that's boring. So what we do is we drop down here. So far, so intended. What we do here is we down warp into the stairs, up warp onto this platform here, and I don't remember how much we skip, but we skip a lot. So here we have our first ice block pushing puzzle. That's not really a puzzle because it's really easy to do, but hey. And now the game intends one of the characters to stand on that button so that the other can go through here, but you know, let's not do that. And having us pushed into this water spawns us directly in front of the door that we just opened. Really practical. Really practical that they do that. So here we are a bit on a timer. Because we want to hit... Oh, did I hit it? I still hit it. Nice. So yeah, we want to hit that switch before it disappears, so we don't have to wait for it to appear again. Now the hardest ice block pushing puzzle, and it's not really that hard, but in my opinion it's the most confusing one, so yeah. Let's push some boulders around. Leave this room, teleport back to the start. We do the rest of that puzzle later. And we go to the other side, where we push this block over and go into the door. Now, every cutscene is a bit borked and lets us move, so we can hit that and instantly go back. And we can also just move while this cutscene is playing, saving us a few wonderful seconds. So here we want to switch over to patch again, because we need the electric breath. Opening the path over there. We teleport back to the start of the dungeon. Go in here again. And now we go over here. Through the path that we just opened up. Come on. So here we have a bit of an aiming problem, but I don't have an aiming problem here. Nice. That doesn't happen often. So aiming in this game is not the easiest. The analog stick is really finicky when it comes to aim, especially when it comes to aim diagonally. So yeah, really happy that that was the first try. Sometimes I shoot like 6 shots or something until I hit that. So that's the first ice block down there. Let's leave this room and teleport back to the start. We have to leave the room because, as you might see, shown in the HUD on the top right, in the starting room, we don't have that drum or whatever it is, but it shows patch, because from here, by hitting that same button, we can just leave the dungeon and fly off. If we do that, we have to do the dungeon again. So let's not do that, which is why we just had to leave the entrance room, and then we could teleport back to the entrance room to the place where we wanted to be. Astrid is again talking to us right in front of the boss room, just like she always does. So let's get into the boss room. And here we have a Stormcutter as the boss. And this boss is really easy if you know what you're doing. I mean, yeah, most bosses are easy if you know what you're doing. But you know, there's games like Dark Souls. Even if you know what the boss is doing, it doesn't mean the boss is easy. Here, it is easy. So, yeah, Ayer is just talking a bit. Don't ask me what exactly. I don't remember. But anyway, once she's gone. So, first phase. The Stormcutter will shoot a straight fire pillar at the point where we are when it starts shooting. So just run in a straight line and leave that line once you see the attack is coming. Easy to avoid. Now what it does is It flies from one direction to the other. We need to hide behind one of the statues. I usually use the middle one just because it's the largest. Then it comes down here. We hit the statue. The hammer hits the Stormcutter. And Ayer comes down so I can bully her. Or she tries to bully me. Where are you? There you are. Thank you. Okay, I don't know how she got that attack out, but somehow she did. Now, second phase. These large icicles drop from the sky, and we just hide behind them. I usually look for two that are close to each other on the Z-axis, just so there's more space to hide. Down here, these are close to each other. So yeah, that's phase 2. Now what we want to do for the Ayer phase is we want to, after we hit him here, we want to switch to our ice power, position ourselves about here-ish, and hit her with the charge attack. Oh, come on, really? Because her whirling her staff would block my attacks, and yeah, that just kind of sucks. So let's not have her block. And now the phase that... oh god. Okay. The third phase, the Stormcutter positions itself on one of the sides in one of 3 spots. If he's in the middle or the top, we go into this corner down here. If he's on the if he's at the bottom, we go into the top corner, and those are safe spots. He cannot hit us here. We do not have to hide behind any of those icicles. When he appears in the middle, the spot down here is a little tight, but it does work. So, no issues there. I will take the potion though, just to be safe for the third Ayer phase. Okay, but this phase isn't over yet, because he has one more attack from which we are safe when we are positioning ourselves here. Because what he does now is he flies from the left, up, and around, and yeah, just hide behind here, and he will never, ever, ever shoot fire into this top rope. So it's easy. Easy boss, not the easiest boss, but easy boss. Oh, come on, really? I missed that statue. Okay, whatever. So let's get into running for Ayer to appear. And we can bully her again. Okay, I would not have needed that potion, but I just wanted to make sure that in case she hits me, you know, I can still keep attacking her without Patch just lying on the floor. So we got some more dialogue. We then have to fly back home to Havenholm. So Zed, do we have something?
Well, we certainly have a reminder for our viewers that, well, this run is now halfway over, and if you want to change the file name of Celeste, even though MoD advises not to, but if you want something else, then Ichigo, you can still donate towards that.
Yes,
after this run, it is too late. And remember, for every $5, MoD will pet the Eevee. We are raising funds for Save the Children. See the button below the stream for donating, or type !donate in chat. Every donation amount helps, no matter how little, no matter if you can afford $5 or not. Even one single dollar already makes a huge difference, and we are so grateful for any donation. And we would love to see that counter in the bottom right to climb up a little more over the course of this event.
Definitely. So let me tell you, we are $25 away from $333.33. So that's 5 times of me petting Eevee. That's not that much, right? So can we get that by the end of the run? I would really love to see that by the end of the run. So Patch just grew up a bit more into basically the final stage of a dragon's life, which is a bit scary because the final stage of a life also means that aging a bit more. Yeah, it's not alive anymore, and we don't want that, right? We've known that dragon for like 40 minutes now, and we love that dragon. We don't want him to not be alive anymore. Let's see what we can do about that. Let's see what we can do about that. That was the text box that would have appeared once we left Havenholm the first time, once we flew off. But yeah, we borked the text boxes a bit, if you remember. Now then, back in Havenholm, back to talking to people, and we have some more Terra mail, and you know what that means. I can be a menace again, and just, you know, shoot some electricity or do a charged electric attack. I really enjoy being a menace. It's, you know, that's my idea of fun. At least as long as it doesn't hurt anyone and it doesn't hurt characters in the game, so whatever. Okay, our next and last stop is Bloodbriar. I love the aesthetics of the map, but some of the maps on that island are just I don't like some of them. Let's put it like that. But hey, let's see what we can do, right? So let's fly over here. Oh yeah, and do we have any Star Fox or Lilith Wars fans? Because we can do a barrel roll. And also in the other direction, yay! Yeah, memes. Anyway. Let's land on Bloodbriar. So what I didn't get into in Valkyr's Mountain because I just threw over to that. At the start of Valkyr's Mountain, we skipped talking to Astrid, and we can skip talking to Astrid here again because Astrid is just about there, and we skipped her dialogue. That's not a really long dialogue over there, but it is time loss, so yeah. Now here we have some vines that we need to burn with Patch's new firepower. So that's what we do. And then we just run through here, ignore those buttons, ignore the dragons I said, not when they're in my way. But yeah, we just run past them. I don't care. I just care about this tree and getting over here. So here we see some fog. If I remember correctly, I haven't read the text boxes in quite a while, but if I remember correctly, the game tells us that this fog is poisonous and you shouldn't go through there. Yeah, nothing happens if you go through there. What the game wants you to do is have Patch shoot fire to remove that fog, but that would require us to stand still and shoot, and yeah, that's not what we're about to do in a speedrun. Come on, really? Okay, whatever. I do want to skip that one. I want to skip this one. And in the middle of this bridge here is a battle trigger that I really do want to skip, because running back there would be a pain. So yeah, come on, really? Getting stuck in the same corner twice. That is that's something. So this battle we cannot skip. We spawn right on that battle trigger, but we just go back and, you know, the triggers reset and we can just leave. Easy money. Okay, over here we have a battle trigger there. I rolled a bit too early. Okay. Fine. That fight is annoying, so yeah, I am not gonna do that. There's one enemy in that fight that really annoys me, that I don't want to face, so that is definitely faster to just reset. Even though we had to walk a bit. Okay, here we have a room of absolutely nothing. Well, I say nothing. We could destroy some of the bushes for potion ingredients, but we don't need that, so yeah, it's basically a room of nothing. No puzzle, no chest, no nothing. Okay, over here we have a bit of an annoying skip, so we can roll down here, ice this up, roll down here with Scribbler as well, and switch to Patch while he's rolling down, because if Scribbler hits that ground while we control him, then he dies for some reason. So let's not do that, I guess. Okay, we skip this fight over here. Oh yeah, that was also a V-Sync skip that we just did with those metal blocks. That we pushed Patch through that. I forgot to mention that. I will mention it for the next one that we do. I think there was a hole. That's a hole. I saw that one. Okay. Good. Now we need to fill this one. Switch to Patch to hit the statue. Okay. So far, so good. I don't think there was a fight there, but, you know... no, there wasn't. Oh yeah, it's this room. I remember. I remember. The fight that we want to skip is over here. Right... Oh, really? Thank you. Right after this metal block. So... let's just skip that. Awesome. Okay. Let's hope I'm not running into any holes in here. Because if we run into a hole before we open up the first part of that of the barrier, we would spawn right on top of that button that we just skipped, and that would activate all the traps in here that shoot at us, and we don't want that because they're annoying. Almost as annoying as that beeping, and I'm very sorry for that. So here we need to open 2 of these metal posts. The third one we can skip with the power of V-Sync being off. So we just position ourselves here, push us through and walk through. Easy. Easy money. Okay. Here we have a maze. And this maze is really amazing because we can skip most of it. Oh, I forgot that there was water. So we up warp here, go around, then we down warp here. Come on, down warp, thank you. And we basically solve the maze because we are now at the end of it. Okay, I'm going to switch to Scribbler here just so he doesn't die on the way through. Because him dying would mean I need to run back just to revive him. And yeah, that's, you know, that's a bit annoying. So here we have another fight we want to skip. Nice. Please don't kill Scribbler. Thank you. Okay, here we have a dialogue at the start of this that we can skip, and we cannot skip this one because this one enters us into the ruins. Last dungeon of the game. And we again skip quite a bit of it. So now we're playing hot and cold, because here we have ice puzzles and we have these hot areas that we need to cool off so that Scribbler may interact with them. And this is our boss, a gore gutter. Here we have our last Astrid skip, high Astrid, by Astrid. Push both those buttons at the same time. Oh, come on. Hit that, thank you. Oh, what? For some reason it didn't count for the block. Okay. Hello? Hello. Thank you. Yeah, what did I say about angles and positioning earlier? Yeah. Not the easiest stuff. While that cutscene plays, we can already shoot at that switch to hit it. Now comes into play that we can only switch characters shortly after the map is loaded. So I had to wait there unless I wanted to trigger a fight. And here is an oversight of the developers that we can just hit that switch with a well-aimed shot without having those spikes lowered. Making that part way faster than it should be. Okay, we hit that rock onto the big button. Go back, because now we want to go through here and down these stairs. And now for the last VSync off skip, we position ourselves around here-ish, push him through, go around, down here, upwarp onto these stairs, go up, and now we are one floor lower. Even though it looks about the same, we are one floor lower, we skipped a whole floor. Now we trigger this fight from a position where we should not trigger this fight. Thus we are outside of the battle zone and just can roll over those spikes blocking our way. Well, blocking our way if we were in the fight arena, which we weren't. And yeah, let's just go around a bit. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's see the gore gutter again. Hey, big boy. How's it going? Okay. We make our way out here. Go out of bounds a bit here. Oh, come on, I didn't want to upwarp, I wanted to downwarp. Okay, let's do it with Scribbler. I don't really like doing this with Scribbler, but it's fine. And now we are in the room before the dragon boss. And I say the dragon boss because after we fight the dragon boss, we also have to fight Ayer, and that will be the final boss fight of the game. Let's talk to Astrid a bit. She's, again, talking. Yay. Now we have the third dragon that we have to fight, and this is the easiest of the three. If you like cheese, and I do like cheese. So, what we want to do after the dialogue, or what the game wants us to do. You saw 3 of those green potion vials. And the game wants you to destroy the one on both feet, then hit some statues at the end of the room on both sides, and then you can hit the vial on the head. However, the game only checks if the vial on the head is destroyed, and if that's destroyed, the fight ends. Now, I don't know if you saw, but there are raised platforms on the left and right. There. And they are just the right height for us to hit that vial. So if we go round about here, yeah, that should be a good position. Wait for him to shoot to the side. And when his head comes up front now, we can hit that vial twice. If we hit it 10 times, then the fight is over. And yeah, since we now know we have a proper position, I can do that one-handed.
Last chance for that pet, everybody.
Well, we do have one more boss fight after this, and a bit of flying and dialogue, but yeah. Not much longer for petting the Eevee, so get your donations in. Oh, I was a bit off time. Only hit him once, but that's fine. He's giving me quite a good pattern, attacking to the side quite often. That's the fight. And yeah, since this is not intended, him leaving looks a bit weird. Because those chains are still there, they're not supposed to be there. It looks a bit weird, but hey, it is what it is. Also, since this is a marathon run, I will take one more safety potion. Since I used the last one, so let's take this potion over here, thank you. Skip a text box telling us, hey, if you go further, you cannot go back. Do you really want to go further? And yes, of course we do, because we do want to end this game. So, here we have our last encounter with Ayer. She's standing quite far away from us because, well, we bullied her in 2 boss fights earlier. So she doesn't want to get bullied anymore. But, yeah, she makes a fatal mistake that I'm gonna tell you about in a second. But yeah, so from the start of this fight, or at the start of this fight, she's throwing her elemental bombs at us. In phase 1 she throws 1, then 2 at a time, then 3 at a time in the following phases. And she does that 3 times, and then she gets close to us for some reason. I guess because she realizes she can't hit us with those things. Because yeah, if we run a large circle around here, she just can't hit us. Oh no, she only throws. Yeah, she throws 3 in a row or 4 in a row, whatever. She does that twice. Then she comes into the middle for me to bully her. Oh, yeah, we do not want to get hit by those falling rocks. They hurt, they stun. Let's not do that. Now she throws 2 of those bombs at the same time. Oh yeah, she does that 4 times, not 3. Oh well, whatever. Let's bully her some more. Oh really? Okay, that was that rock was mean. That rock was mean. I thought it wouldn't hit me anymore. Oh well. Oh well. Like this. Oh, really? Yeah, I needed that safety potion. Good thing I took it. Oh, come on, Ayer. Really? Really? Okay. It's not a marathon run if nothing goes wrong, right? At least I'm way below estimate, so yeah, I don't have to worry anything about it. Oh, I missed her coming back. Whatever, this fight is done. And the run will be done in about 4 minutes. We just have some more dialogue and flying and stuff. So you have about 4 more minutes to get donations in to either have me pet Eevee, or switch up the Celeste file name if you don't like the file name Ichigo. And yeah, I won't be mad if you want to change it, but I do like the name Ichigo, so maybe you want to put more money on Ichigo, just because, you know? Get your donations in, it is for Save the Children, it is for a really, really good cause, so you're doing nothing wrong. If you have anything to give, please do. So we can see Patch is flying really slowly because, yeah, he's basically an old man now. And he's on his last breath. And that's not so good. But we need to get back to Havenholm somehow. So, yeah. He's basically offering up his last strength to get us back. The Terror Mail we just got is just people telling us, hey, sorry, but we found nothing to help Patch. Really sorry about that, but we cannot change the passing of time, even if it passed way too soon and way too fast. Anyway, we are back at Havenholm, and since everyone is a bit worried about Patch, you know, and rightfully so. As I said, he is an old man, and as such, he doesn't have that much more energy, and I think he needs to take a nap. And no, chat, no. This is not Patch dying. This is Patch taking a nap, and I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. Even though the characters say something different, this is just Patch taking a nap because we got a Terror Mail. And Terror Mail means we can switch characters and move around. So yeah, you know, he's up and running. All good, all good. But yeah, all jokes aside, he did pass away, which is really sad. They brought him to the Dragon Graveyard for his last rest. But what's that music? That music sounds way too happy for what is happening. But what is happening? Oh God, he's an egg again. How fitting for, you know, how fitting for Easter to have someone die and come back to life. Sorry for that. I had to do it. Yeah, I do tend to call him Dragon Jesus at this point. So, you know. There he is again. His colors are a bit different than before. But yeah, he's a Chimera something dragon. So, it is what it is. We have a little bit more dialogue. The camera will move twice, and at the end of the second camera movement, that's when the credits will start to roll, and that's when time is. So, I'm really happy with my time, by the way, from what I can see. This is basically better than any of my practice runs the last week. So, that's the first camera movement. And the second one, and time. Sub 102, I'm really happy with that. I'm really, really happy with that. So, these credits, by the way, if you were to run this game and want to do multiple runs in a row, when the credits roll, press Alt F4 and start the game again, because that's way faster than waiting through the credits. Anyway, thank you for watching. Shoutouts go to Steve TV Online, a friend who showed this game to me, who got me into running this game, and Laws, I think it's __Laws_, but I'm not sure if the two underscores are in front or in the back. But he's the guy routing most of this run. So yeah, thanks to both of them. And with that, I think I'm ready to see some Celeste, because seeing Celeste is always a joy. So let's not have me babble on any longer. Let's go over to intermission and have some strawberries.